This is the incredible story of Virginia Hall, the woman the Nazis would come to call the most dangerous of all Allied spies. Virginia Hall was born on April 6, 1906, in Baltimore, Maryland, to Barbara and Edwin Hall. Brilliant and fiercely independent, she was the type of person who refused to live within boundaries. After graduating from Roland Park Country School, where she served as class president and editor of the student newspaper, she went on to study at Radcliffe and Barnard colleges. She mastered French, German, and Italian before completing further studies in French and economics at George Washington University. Her dream was to work for the U.S. Foreign Service, so she traveled across Europe, studying in France, Germany, and Austria, before finally securing a job at the American Embassy in Warsaw, Poland in 1931. Her promising diplomatic career took an unexpected turn in 1933 while she was stationed in Turkey. During a hunting trip, a shotgun accident left her with a severe wound in her left leg. Complications led to gangrene, and doctors were forced to amputate her leg below the knee. Refusing to give up, she affectionately nicknamed her wooden prosthetic leg Cuthbert and pressed on with her career. But despite her talent and determination, the U.S. Foreign Service denied her promotions, a common fate at the time for people with visible disabilities. When World War II erupted, Virginia was determined to do her part. She joined the French 9th Infantry Regiment as an ambulance driver, helping transport wounded soldiers until the fall of France in 1940. Fleeing on a train toward neutral Spain, she met a man named George Bellows, who introduced her to a contact in London. That contact, Nicholas Boddington, turned out to be a recruiter for the Special Operations Executive, the British equivalent of the CIA. In April 1941, Virginia joined the SOE. By August, under the codename Agent 3844, she was sent into Vichy-controlled France. In Lyon, she adopted the perfect cover, posing as an American journalist for the New York Post. This disguise allowed her to travel, ask questions, and gather intelligence without raising suspicion. She built an extensive resistance network known as Heckler, which coordinated sabotage operations, bribed officials, established safe houses, and gathered vital information from German officers, sometimes through informants in brothels. Her intelligence reports were smuggled back to London via coded radio transmissions and diplomatic channels, directly influencing Allied military planning. Hall became instrumental in rescuing down Allied airmen trapped in France. She organized safe routes across the Pyrenees Mountains into Spain, provided medical care, and ensured the men were reunited with their units in England. Her success came from her unshakable suspicion of danger. She lived by the motto, "Doubt, therefore I survive." That instinct saved her life when she skipped a meeting in Marseille, later discovered to be a Nazi trap that captured a dozen SOE agents. When her captured colleagues sent coded letters begging for help, Virginia orchestrated a daring escape. Using hidden tools smuggled in tins of sardines and messages delivered through a sympathetic priest, she helped the men break out and arrange their route to freedom. But her growing influence didn't go unnoticed. German counterintelligence, frustrated with the French police's failures, sent 500 agents into Vichy France to hunt down the SOE networks. One double agent, a priest named Robert Alesh, infiltrated the resistance and betrayed multiple operatives, even posing as Virginia in false messages sent to London. After the Allied invasion of North Africa in 1942, the Nazis fully occupied France, and the net began closing around her. Known by her codename Artemis, she became the most hunted spy in Europe. Using the same route she once used to help airmen escape, Virginia fled across the Pyrenees into Spain, a brutal journey for anyone, let alone someone with a prosthetic leg. In one radio message, she humorously told London she hoped Cuthbert wouldn't give her trouble. The SOE, misunderstanding the message, replied, "If Cuthbert is troublesome, eliminate him." After 2 days of grueling travel and immense pain, she made it to Spain, only to be arrested for crossing illegally. 6 weeks later, the U.S. Embassy secured her release. Back in London, Virginia was honored with the title member of the Order of the British Empire. Still, she longed to return to France. When the SOE refused, believing she was compromised, she joined the Office of Strategic Services, the American precursor to the CIA. In 1944, she returned to France under a new identity, Marcelle Montagny, an elderly peasant woman. To perfect the disguise, she dyed her hair gray, filed down her teeth, and mimicked an old woman's shuffle, a perfect cover for a spy who once led sabotage missions. This time, her mission was to arm, train, and organize the French resistance, known as the Maquis. At first, the men doubted her authority, but her results soon silenced skeptics. She coordinated supply drops, guided sabotage missions, and cut German communication lines ahead of the Allied Operation Dragoon, the invasion of southern France. Thanks to her leadership, more than 1,500 resistance fighters crippled German logistics by derailing trains, destroying bridges, and cutting vital communication lines. By September 1944, the Allied forces had reached her sector. Her mission was complete. When the war ended, Virginia returned to Lyon to search for the people who had helped her. Some had survived, but many, including her betrayed colleagues, never returned. The traitorous priest, Robert Alesh, was captured and executed by the French. Virginia Hall received some of the highest honors from multiple nations: the Member of the Order of the British Empire from Britain, the Croix de Guerre from France, and the Distinguished Service Cross from the United States, the only civilian woman to receive it during WWII. After the war, she joined the newly formed CIA in 1947, but left when assigned to a desk job that wasted her talents. She returned to the agency in 1950 and served until her retirement in 1966. That same year, she married Paul Gaylot, a fellow operative. Virginia Hall passed away on July 8, 1982, and was laid to rest in Druid Ridge Cemetery, Maryland.